Hello and welcome to End Focus, coming to you this week from Kakariko Village in the Kingdom of Hyrule. I am your host, Hilka, returning to her rightful throne. It's my co-host, Rosalie. How are you doing today?
Oh, I like the sound of that. I'm good. I'm feeling energized after all the fun gaming things, all the fun announcements, and all the things that I'll have to spend money on, and and we'll be having, what do they call it, ice soups eternally for the next several months. How
Or,
are you?
toast sandwiches?
Yes.
I am less energized by all of the announcements. I will admit, we'll get into this a little later in the podcast, it is partially my own fault. Sorry. No, it is mostly my own fault. But as you may have noticed, Summer Game Fest was recently, and I decided, like a big brain smarty pants man, to be like, I should watch some of these showcases to see if there's any Switch games so that we can cover them for the podcast. And then I started watching the first one, and it was over an hour long, and all of them were over an hour long. So, long story short, I watched 6 hours of advertisements this weekend.
How mushy is your brain?
A non-zero amount. So if I'm a little weird this episode, that'll be why. And also, the absolute monsters at Nintendo decided, you know how we should make specifically Hilka's life even harder? We should book another Nintendo Direct for the day they're supposed to record.
When I saw, because it was leaked like yesterday, and I sent you the Reddit post about it, I was like, oh, this is hilarious. And also, why does this always happen?
It really does. This does throw more fuel on the fire of they actually do listen to the podcast.
I know.
And they love making specifically our lives more difficult.
And if they are listening, more Amiibo, please. We'll see.
And if they are listening, please remake Pokemon Diamond and Pearl again, but make them good this time, please. That's my one my one wish, I guess.
That's fair.
But before we get into the many announcements that we are going to be covering on this episode, guess what? It's an all news all the time episode, baby.
Yay.
I'd like to remind everybody that we have Patreon. That's patreon.com/GamePodular. Do you want to send us some money and help us watch advertisements for 6 hours over a weekend? You could do that there. You can also do that at Ko-fi.com/GamePodular. You can listen to podcasts like this one and also the other one, Game Podular Unfocused, on our website, on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@GamePodular, or your favorite podcast streaming service of choice. And if you are listening on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what your favorite thing that was announced either on the Nintendo Direct or just over the entire, God, that was like the whole week, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Summer Game Fest started on like the 2nd.
Oh my, yeah. Oh my.
So what is the thing that was announced that you're most excited for?
Oh, that's a good question.
We'll talk about it at the end.
Yeah. Give me time.
We'll have more time to think about it.
Yeah, give me time to simmer and think.
Yeah,
because there's been a lot.
Yeah, and if you, in the people listening to this, have any thoughts on that, leave them in the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
Or on social media. You can go to the Blue Sky or the Discord. Hell yeah. Our Blue Sky is at GamePodular.com. We are domain verified. We are not .bluesky.social.
Hey.
Fun fact. I'm also not on .bluesky.social. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No, I need to change that as well, actually.
I'm on .eurosky.social.
Oh, fancy.
Which is an instance that is only available to citizens of the European Union, so you're out of luck.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Yeah,
that's a sore spot for me.
Like, all the data is stored in, I think, the Netherlands. Like, it's a Dutch nonprofit that runs it, which sure beats it being stored in the United States of America.
Yeah, no, I have to give, like, copies of my passport and take photos of my face to access anything these days. It's great. That's not going to have repercussions at all.
No. These kinds of data storage things never get hacked. This has never caused a problem ever in the history of the internet. But for now, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of video game news, so let's do it. Our first news story, as it often is a single new game on Nintendo Switch Online, but it is a heavy hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it was kind of like a preview of something that was announced in the, not necessarily preview, let's call it a foreshadowing, something that was announced in the Nintendo Direct. Because they are bringing Donkey Kong 64 to the Nintendo Switch Online Nintendo Classic service.
Yes.
It is, a very famous game, famously too long, famously was part of a charity live stream by YouTuber H-Bomber Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Grant Kirkhope, Rare, the big hitters.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of it on an emulator, and that is my entire history with that game.
Yeah, I never owned it because it was one of the ones you needed the expansion pack, like the updated memory card for.
Yes.
And they were expensive at the time. Like, they were so expensive that we had a TV show in the UK called, like, Exchange. And it was, like, all about, like, how to avoid scams if you're young. And there was a whole episode about how people complained because parents bought that or Majora's Mask for, like, Christmas or whatever. And they didn't know that they had to buy an expansion pack. So I think even some people got, like, money back or something. It was all a thing. But yeah, I've played like bits of it at friends' house, obviously, but it's not one I'm nostalgic for. I did start it a little bit. It's a lot harder than like Banjo. It's not as like in Banjo, like Kazooie, like the start of it is the tutorial's really like it's user friendly. The Banjo doesn't feel
it's a tutorial.
Yeah, but the start of Banjo kind of leaves you to do what you want kind of thing, and it doesn't feel as, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't compare it to Banjo all the time, but I just really like Banjo-Kazooie.
I mean, it is like a pretty sensible comparison, right? It's a 3D collectathon made by Rare starring a brown creature with red accents.
Yes.
Like
okay.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah. But no, I do want to. It's a game. It's like on my list of things I want to play at some point, like properly. And now we can. Yay!
Yeah, it's also on my list. Unfortunately, I don't know if you heard, but they announced a bunch of video games recently, and I think my Steam wish list. Granted, most of those games don't even have release dates yet, but my Steam wish list grew by, I think, 24 entries.
Oh, wow. That's good, though, because they're quite important to help developers and things.
Yeah, that is one of the many reasons I did it.
Oh.
Which is going to take me into our next story, quote unquote, which is Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
Now, as previously mentioned, I watched 6 of the showcases of the 20 plus showcases that there were. I was pretty selective with the ones I watched, and I did not see any Switch games in some of them. So you will be hearing games from The Mix, Black Voices in Gaming, and the Latin American Games Showcase, and Day of the Devs. I also watched the Accessibility one, hosted by Laura K. Buzz.
Oh, yeah.
Prominent video game journalist. And the Gaming Pride Parade one, hosted, among others, by someone from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15.
Oh. I need to tell my mum about that, because she is drag queen obsessed.
So, I'm going to start with The Mix, because that was the first one I watched, and also the first one that happened. This is... all of these, as far as I know, are indie games. It was weird seeing the Acclaim logo among like presentations of indie games, but just somebody bought the rights to it and they do indie games now. As indie as you can be when you're a publisher. We do not have time to get into the discourse about what indie means in the context of video games. Because it's annoying.
Yes.
So the first one that I grabbed was Canvas City. It is a turn-based tactics game about revitalizing a city's creativity after art and music are outlawed. It's got a very sort of Jet Set Radio inspired art style with, with a lot of the graffiti and the street art and the skating culture aesthetics and also movement. They made a point of saying that most of the combat comes from like movement and momentum. And so it's nice that it doesn't like gridlock in the way that sorry, Hilka has to make this comparison. Dungeons and Dragons sometimes does. Game. I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based tactics games, but I like the way this one looked at the very least, and I think a lot of people would dig it.
Yeah, I think it's called Shibuya Punk. I think is like the term for when it looks kind of Jet Set Radio-y.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
you have mentioned this.
Yeah, because I'm a fan. But no, that sounds very cool.
The next one is Hands Over. It is a multiplayer horror party game with, do you know that, like, I don't know if you have these in the UK, but there's a children's sort of board game thing that you can buy here that's just a big, like, crocodile mouth. And you press in the teeth.
Yes.
And if you press in the wrong tooth, it snaps down.
Yeah. Ours is a bulldog. Usually.
Okay.
Yeah. Like British bulldog kind of thing. The dog.
What, the famous pro wrestler British Bulldog?
No, wait, I meant French bulldog. It's been a long day. Or like I think I had a shark one as a kid because I was a shark.
There's a shark one as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine that, but it was designed by Jigsaw. Yeah, this I described it as very complicated Russian roulette in my notes because that's basically what it is. You have to do some like horrifying like mini game on this device that's in the center of a table, and it will either just kill you or sever some sort of limb or digit.
Fun.
And then you keep playing. Yeah. There's more than one of these like horror party games. I think we covered one in like the most recent either Indie World Showcase or the most recent Partner Direct. And it's cool that it's sort of becoming a thing. It's a very, very specific niche.
Yeah.
So I don't know if these will ever be very big, but it's cool.
Yeah. I like, what's the one? Oh, me and my friends like to do like it's not really the same. We play like the Dark Pictures anthology games like together, like deliberately wait for them to come out. And like just the activity of doing that, even if the game is not that great, it's still really fun. So like, and we watch horror films and stuff together. So I'm liking these kind of things. More of these,
it's
please. Cool. Yeah.
Speaking of horror games I think you'd like, this is one I recommended to you before we recorded as well. Unme.
Yes.
That's capital U, capital N, :me.
Yes, I did catch this one. And you are completely correct. That's very much my thing.
Yeah, it's a Japanese horror game about having multiple souls trapped inside your body. It looks very psychological. It looks very trippy. It looks very the art style of the most recent Silent Hill. Yeah. And also it's got a little bit of Fatal Frame. I think this one also had like some of the photography stuff in it.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I like this was like, if I had to pick one game from everything I picked out, I was like, this is the one that Rosalie's going to like the most.
You're probably right, to be fair. Like, for ones aren't like the big AAA obvious answers to that.
Yeah. Cards on the table. I watched these 6 showcases. These are the only ones I watched. I did not watch State of Play. I did not watch the actual Summer Game Fest presentation.
Well, I did. So it's like we got a good mixture. To be fair, like, the ones that are in those, you're probably going to hear via osmosis anyway. So, and
Yeah, there is one piece of news that is related to the main one that you'll find way further down the Google document. But yeah, I don't know. Like you said, I gathered a lot of it through osmosis. Like, I was never going to watch them live anyway, but especially the Summer Game Fest one started at like 11 p.m. my time. And are you having a laugh? I ain't staying up for all that. Anyway, the next one is Beyond the Dark Night Watch. It is an asymmetric co-op horror game, which is so incredibly cool as a concept. There's one person who's doing like a fairly standard, like first person sort of survival horror-y situation, but they don't always know where they're going. So the other player is watching security cameras and guiding them through the location and pointing out things that are like, this changed in a room that you're not in. This is something that's coming at you. And it's your job to help the other person escape.
Ooh, this would be a good stream one.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. This would be dope. This one is coming out in 2026, and it's a Switch 2 exclusive.
Oh.
Which implies to me that it might not even be coming out on PC.
Yeah.
Which is wild, because that would be a great PC game as well. But Switch 2, also an excellent pick for this.
Yeah.
And then we have Lifted, which I described as low budget Uncharted with time travel. Like it's got a very cartoony art style. It has sort of a Rayman thing going on in that the characters have hands and feet, but they don't have arms and legs. And there's sort of like bobbleheady design, but it is sort of a very classic, like, ooh, we're going into ancient temples and finding lost artifacts, and we swing off ropes and stuff. And also there's time travel, which is relevant, I'm sure. And this one's coming out July 22nd. It looks fun. That was everything from the mix. Then we're going to the one entry from Black Voices in Gaming, which was a very, very good showcase. Like, there were a lot of very interesting things that were shown in there. Just only one of them was on Switch, which is Bathory Heritage of Blood.
Ooh.
Yo Dog, I heard you like Castlevania games, because this is basically just a Castlevania games. Funnily enough, Vlad the Impaler, one of the, not like, I think it's kind of an urban legend that he is the direct inspiration for Dracula.
Yeah.
But he's one of them for sure. He is actually in the game, and you play as, it wasn't Elizabeth Bathory. They had a different name. So maybe like Elizabeth Bathory's daughter. Are you familiar with the story of Elizabeth Bathory?
Is that the woman that bathed in blood?
Yes.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up in Edinburgh, where the tourism is just things of a similar ilk. We had Birkenhair and things, so yes.
There is a very good song by Ghost about her. This game looks really gross, but in like the best way. Like, I love how gross it looks.
Yeah.
It's got like a very sort of, what was that? There was like a game where you just kind of just played like a large pile of meat was your character. And it was sort of like a grimy pixel 2D game. It reminded me a lot of that, but this has a lot more of like the gothic architecture and art style to go with the fact that you're playing as, I believe, the daughter of Elizabeth Bathory, and also literally actually Vlad the Impaler is here. And this one's not coming out until 2027, but this game looks very cool. Then we have the one that I had by far the most picks from, the Latin American Games Showcase. This was also a very, very good showcase. I think this had the most games that I was also personally interested in beyond, like, Switch titles, but also this had by far the most Switch titles of the ones I watched. The first one is Castle Bound, a 2D co-op action roguelike Castle Crashers style beat-em-up game. It's coming out in Q4 of 2026. I think it wears its Castle Crashers inspiration very much on its sleeve. I do like that part of it is that the castle is following you, like it's moving,
Oh,
like what Mr. Howell
yes.
sometimes did.
Of course.
Haha, hee hee, funny joke. It looks fun. It's very cool. I think I posted about this on Blue Sky as well. There were a lot of specifically co-op roguelikes announced at the showcases I watched. And I am a lot more interested in playing roguelikes with other people than I am playing them by myself.
Yeah.
I have said my piece on why I don't like roguelikes. There's a whole episode of Game Modular and Focused about it if you want to go listen to it. It's the one where I covered The Binding of Isaac. But playing them co-op has like a big draw to me. And I will admit I am also sort of being affected by recency bias here, because a couple of weeks ago I went to visit some family where I played the Slay the Spire board game, which you can play co-op. You can also play Slay the Spire 2 co-op, but not the first one. And the way that game is designed, not only as a translation of the Slay the Spire formula very well, but also how it incorporates the roguelike elements and sort of the deck building and the drafting mechanics is very cool. And it got me thinking about co-op roguelikes. And now they're everywhere. So excited to see more of that.
Yeah.
Our next game is Play Faster, a physics-based speedrunning game with, quote, sort of golf controls. As in, like, it's a 2D game and you control a ball and you like hit it like it's a golf ball. But unlike in most golf games, the number of hits you do does not matter at all. The only thing that matters is getting to the hole as quickly as humanly possible. And it has like leaderboards with times, with online integration, so you can like compete with your friends and stuff. It looks not my thing, but I think it's a very well executed take on an idea like this. I like the combination of speedrunning and golf controls. The next one was Colorbound. This one was also in the accessibility showcase where they showed off some of the accessibility options. It is a puzzle platformer where changing colors in the environment, so like you apply like color filters over the world, and then certain things in the environment change color, and then if two things are of the same color, you can like push them together and they become a single object and then they move together. It's extremely clever. I think I would be very bad at it. And it's coming in 2026. I would hope that there's at least like a lot of color blindness settings for this game if they were in the accessibility showcase.
That's a good point.
I will admit, when I got to that part of the showcase, it was also like the fifth showcase I watched, and at that point I was sort of skipping through them a little bit to try and find the Switch games. So I was like, ooh, Colorbound, I've already seen this one. Next. The next game is Beat the Champions. It is a very stylish arcade football game. And for our American listeners, because we are Europeans, when we say football, we mean what you call soccer.
Yeah, but you can't pay me to say that word, so.
Yeah. I was basically raised with American English, so I've said soccer for a lot of my life. I am in defiance of America trying to turn everything into a monoculture. I have forced myself to say football. Yeah, again, not really my thing, but it looks like a very well-executed take on this idea. I always like the more arcadey, kind of weird football games, your Mario Strikers kind of games. And there's some like Inazuma 11 games that are also kind of bonkers. Yeah. And this is one of those. Oh. And it's already out. You can buy it right now. The next one is Roadout, one word, Roadout. It is a post-apocalyptic action RPG, and it has dungeon crawling. Like there's big abandoned buildings where you can find post-apocalyptic stuff. Yeah. I do not like post-apocalyptic things, so I was not very interested in this game. But you can buy it right now.
I thought you love Kirby. Doesn't that technically count?
Yeah, technically. There are exceptions to every rule.
Yeah. It's more. It's not as dreary as like say The Last of Us or something.
The next one was Tempus Vitae, and I have a little I think written here in my notes because they have a little graphic on screen when the title of the game like gets announced and it shows like the platforms it's coming to. And the Nintendo Switch logo was on there. Everything else I read about this game did not mention the Nintendo Switch at all. And so I, hope that it is coming to Switch because that means I get to talk about it on this podcast because this is my most anticipated thing of everything I watched.
Oh.
It is a first-person shooter Metroidvania. It's got time travel, as in, like, you have a little device that teleports you to the exact same location, just in a different time, for, like, navigation and enemies. And so one of the things that they showed off was the main character runs into a room where there's a big enemy, travels to a different time, positions himself behind where the enemy was in the other time, teleports back, and attacks them from the back. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And I loved this trailer. I think this concept is so cool. The art style is gorgeous. I'm so mad that it's not coming out until Q2 of next year because I want to play it so badly. This is my most anticipated game of everything we're talking about today, including the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That is how excited I am for this.
I would, if there were certain... No, I can't say that about the Direct. And I think you already know why, and it'll make it obvious later on. But yeah, but that is very cool.
Yeah. Our next game is Farmageddon. It is a Frisbee roguelike. And I say it's a Frisbee roguelike because you run around and your main attack is you throw Frisbees at things, it looked like. It has co-op. It takes place on farms, which is why it's called Farmageddon. It's not, in fact, a farming game. And it's out Q4 of this year. And here comes another co-op roguelike. It's Kernel Hearts.
Yeah.
It is a roguelike action RPG with online co-op. The thing that I felt very weird about was in this showcase. It showed up later in, I think, the accessibility one as well, or maybe the Day of the Devs, is all of the clips that they used were from, like, VTubers streaming the demo. And I do not dislike VTubers. I just profoundly don't get it.
Yeah, I like some. I don't really watch streamers in general, but like, I understand it in a way if you don't want to show your actual self, kind of thing.
Yeah, like, I understand why people do it. Is
it like there's kind of like stuff about the fandom and the culture of it that you don't like? Because there's plenty of that I don't like.
Yeah, and how, like,
a lot of them,
when you're a VTuber, you're kind of playing like a character, right?
Yes.
And your VTuber model has, well, a lot of them, they have like lore, which is wild to me, and I don't know why that would be relevant to the way you play video games.
There's a cool one that has it. He looks like stop motion-y and stuff. I think there's like cool ones like that. The ones that aren't like generic anime girls, I think that you would maybe dig, because it's just like it's like it just so happens to be a VTuber because they don't want to be on webcam for that. But I do get it, especially when I don't know if it's like if there's like a certain number of people that make the models, because I find the rigging of the models and the art behind it quite interesting. But like, why would you be like a 30-year-old and why would you take on the persona of a very, very young character? If that's the bit where I'm like, huh. And there is a couple that are deliberately doing that for creepy reasons, and I'm just like, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I I I think I'm just too old. Honestly, like I think it is something that the younger generation is a lot more into than I am, which is a hilarious sentence to say when you're 32 years old. But it is kind of true, I think, in my case.
There's a wait. There's a cool one that's like a cow that's really cool. Is it what are they called? Is it they're like a Texan cow, but they look like a Highland cow. I don't know what the difference is. And sometimes they're like a little chibi animated cow, and then sometimes they'll be like the plushy version of themselves, and they're really funny. I think you'd like stuff like that, unless the anime ones probably.
Yeah. And also, if this is my like definitely old man complaint, a lot of the anime characters just are so busy and over designed.
Yeah, they all kind of mesh into one. It's wild to me, without going into too much of a tangent, because I know we have a lot to cover today. It's wild to me, like how much like you can go into like figure shops in Japan and they just have figures of like VTubers, and I'm like, whoa. That's wild.
I mean they're a huge business. Like there's like a big VTuber agency that I forget the name of.
Oh yeah,
just is making just ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah,
because VTubers are just gigantic in Japan, but also just worldwide.
Yeah,
right. And I am old man. I mean, my hair is turning gray. No, it's not turning gray. It is a significant amount of it is gray already.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you're not turning gray. I'd be jealous.
No, that process started like 7 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, same. Pain. But you know, I get you.
Yeah, but this game looks dope. Like I do really like the way it looks, and I don't have to wait very long to play it because I think I will. It's coming out in September of 2026. It looks very cool. It does sort of also have the problem of very over-designed anime ladies, but look, whatever, man. Like,
see, now that I like.
It's just something I'm going to have to put up with.
Yeah, I'm literally like being stared at as we are speaking by like a million anime girls right now. Anyway.
The next game from the Latin American showcase was Bruma. It is a platformer where you play as a cat. It has an absolutely gorgeous, like very painted, sort of watercolory art style. And it also, like, right at the end of the trailer sort of seemed like it was going in a, like, sort of horror-y direction, which intrigued me. Yeah, I don't think there was a release date for that one. If there was, I forgot to write it down. As previously mentioned, I watched a lot of these. The next one was Toada Brava. It is a very fun-looking sort of, like, adventure game. I say adventure game, not like a point-and-click adventure game, but sort of like, I guess you would call it like maybe a 3D action platformer, where you play as a purple monkey. It looks delightful and really fun. That's all I have to say about that, but it looks fun. The next one is Super Tacky Astro Ranger, or STAR for short. This is an isometric action roguelike. Did you play Hades? Congratulations. You know what this game is. This looked extremely generic. Like, I hate making these judgments based off a single trailer, but this did not look like it had anything interesting going on.
No.
And the last one from the Latin American Game Showcase was Soul Quest, a 2D action platformer inspired by Celtic mythology. I am going to say something here. And I want to make it clear, I'm not putting these people on blast because I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say English was maybe not their first language. But when they were talking about the game they were making, they called it Celtic mythology, which is correct if you're talking about the Boston Celtics, the hockey team.
Yeah. No.
No?
Yeah. I watched.
Wait, I think the Bruins are the hockey team. Are the Celtics baseball? Maybe basketball. I think they're basketball.
Oh.
People from Massachusetts screaming while listening to this.
Sorry.
Yes, they are basketball. And it is a relatively common mistake to make, I think, if English is not your first language. So I'm not blaming them for this, but it was very funny to be like, haha, like it, but it's not a basketball game. Funny joke. The game looks good. Like, I like that it sort of has a hand-drawn kind of art style, and the combat looks really fun. It looks really fast. It looks really fluid. I'm excited to play it. If it had a release date, I didn't write it down, but it's on my Steam wish list. So find out eventually. Then the next showcase that we're getting to is Day of the Devs. Day of the Devs had some of the most like weird and interesting games, and only one of them was on Switch, and it's like by far the least interesting one. But it is coming to Switch. It's Trine 6, a series that I thought ended after the fourth one. But they made a 5, and now they're making a 6, and it's coming out in September 17th, 2026. Do you like Trine? You'll probably like this one. It's more. And it's nice to have it on Switch as well.
Yeah. And
sort of announced that I gathered through social media from showcases I didn't watch, Demon School, which is a game that a lot of people really love. It's like a tactics game with a very good story and very good writing. I think this was from like the Story Rich showcase, but it is coming to Switch 2. It was previously on Switch, and it's going to be a free upgrade to the Switch 2 version if you already own the Switch 1 version. And at the same time, it's also getting new paid DLC with puzzle battles, as in battles that you have to solve in a particular way and not just normally.
Yeah.
This was one of the things from the main Summer Game Showcase that I gathered. A Switch 2 port of Monster Hunter Wilds is being worked on.
Yeah.
I had to mention it.
Of course.
Yeah. And they also announced that like the big expansion is coming, which I assume will also come to the Switch 2 version when that's out. But that's not coming until like next year. And I don't think they gave an announced date for the Switch 2 version of Wilds yet, which I hope it goes well, because as you know, some of you might know, the PC version did not have the best start when it was released. It's basically fine now, but it took them a while. And then the last one was Dusk Fade, which was announced. I have no idea. It is a very cool like 3D action adventure game inspired by, in the words of the developers, PS2 classics. Ratchet & Clank is one of the main ones that they brought up.
Okay.
It looks very cool. It's coming out on August 13th,
Yeah.
and it's coming to Switch 2 and Steam, and I'm going to buy it.
I imagine Kingdom Hearts is probably another.
Yes, that was another one they definitely mentioned, now that you mention it. All right, we have rocketed through the Summer Game Fest games.
Hey.
I will say, I was also keeping notes of other games that caught my interest that did not come out on Switch. Or that at least did not get announced for Switch. So I have just a big list in this Google Doc that I'm going to post in the Discord after this episode goes live. Would you believe that this is actually a fairly curated list as well, which is wild considering how long it is. But again, I watched 6 showcases, which was probably well over 100 games.
Wow.
Yeah, but I recommend for various reasons all of these. There is one that I want to shout out because I think you would really like it as well. Roller Girl. Ooh. This one was, I think, from the Black Voices in Games, if I had to guess. It's like mixtape, but if it had gameplay, or that's being facetious. If it had more gameplay and more relatable characters.
Oh, okay.
But it is also very much about like the power of music and how it has influence over significant moments in your life, but it is more systemized in that you can change what's playing on your playlist, and like the mood of the world around you will change to reflect the mood of the song that you're listening to. It seems very cool, and I'm excited to play it. But I don't know if it's coming out on Switch.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
Steam wishlist it. Put it on your wish list. It helps.
It does.
All right. Time for the big kahuna. The monsters at Nintendo decided, hey, did you have enough advertisements over the past week? Well, good news. Have 50 minutes more of advertising video games.
Yep.
The day that you're going to record. And I will preface our coverage of this by saying, so this direct finished 2.5 hours before we were going to start recording.
Yep.
Which meant that we both watched it live. I kept notes. Then immediately after it finished, I watched it again to clean up my notes and fill in the blanks that I missed. There may still be things that I missed, but I did not have enough time to do a thorough check because I also needed to make dinner and record this podcast. So if there's anything I missed, I apologize.
That's fine. It's fine.
But I know we just talked about this at the top of the show, but oh my God. There were like rumors and leaks. Like there was rumors like last week that there was going to be one this week. And then you sent me a thing about like, they're changing eShop maintenance from this day to that day.
Yep.
And I maybe misread it as like it was going to be on Tuesday, but because they changed it, it's actually going to be on Thursday, which would have been great for me. But no, they decided to do the worst possible choice.
Good on people for spotting that, because that's like that. Like I wouldn't have noticed. I guess I don't cover news, so it's not something like, you know, for work. So I guess it's not something that I would be like double checking. But like, I wonder if there's somebody that was just like that looks at the Nintendo like website or online shop every day just to see if they're updating it.
Statistically, someone probably is.
Yep.
Like there's enough people out there that, I mean, you got to get Reddit karma from somewhere. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh dear.
I'm being facetious. This was actually like, you know, actually very helpful.
Yes. No, it was.
I've seen karma farming on Reddit, and this is not that.
No.
So, at the 4.5 hours ago, they went live with the following. They started with Rhythm Paradise Groove. This one is playable on Switch 1. It's a new entry in like the Rhythm Heaven Fever series, which I'm not like super well acquainted with rhythm games, but these were always my favorite just because of how absolutely wacky and goofy all of the like rhythm mini games are.
Yeah.
I love them so much. I love the art style. I love the way the music is pronounced with like weird mouth noises. Sometimes it's great. This one has over 80 new games. It has different modes you can unlock, including like an RPG mode, which is very cool. It has online multiplayer with up to 4 people, and it's coming out July 2nd. Now, you are a bigger fan of rhythm games than I am, I believe.
Yeah, I never got into this series, though. I have like a weird... Like, I actually might pick this one up, because it's not like... This is a bit like Tomodachi Life, where it's only like £32 here. And
okay.
And it's like $40 in the US, so it's not like a full... you know, that's almost half the price of like a AAA game, so it's not going to take a dent out of my budget. But I have a weird stickler for it where I don't get... Because, like, it's not... It won't just be, like, on the beat. The beat will, like, change, but you're not playing on the beat. And it annoys me because the game's like, you know, playing on the beat, but sometimes it will change. And it's like, but then that's not, you're not playing with the time signature. You're kind of just playing what the game wants you to. So I get very annoyed about it. I may be looking too much into it, but it's like, I think some of it comes with like you having to memorize rather than have a good sense of rhythm. I think that's what annoys me about it.
Yeah, and you really have to listen to it and not let yourself get too lost in the flow of it.
Yeah, whereas
because the time signature changes.
well, no, it's not the time signature changing. It's that you're playing like that will stay the same. So that's what catches me out, and I always think it's a bit bizarre. So that's why I do prefer music rhythm games where you know, that are more like if you have a good sense of rhythm, you can like chill out and get into the flow a bit of it more. Like I think like theater rhythm's quite good for that, and obviously like your Guitar Heroes and what have you. Whereas this, I think a lot of it is memory based, but the RPG bit looked really, really cool because there's like different combos that you did for like a healing spell and stuff, and I thought that was really clever.
Yeah.
And the multiplayer looks really, really fun and silly.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of thing that'd be good to like play with like the in-laws and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the next one is also announced at State of Play, which was pretty wild. Onimusha Wave the Sword. New Onimusha game is coming at us. The Switch 2 version, the graphics on it look great, which I cannot say for all of the Switch 2 ports that were announced in this direct. But it has Joy-Con 2 motion controls, which for like, if it's integrated well and it works like kind of like Skyward Sword, I imagine, but cooler. Yeah, I'm into that. I probably never use it, but I imagine it would be like the coolest thing in the world to some people. Remember, speaking of sword motion controls, do you remember Star Wars Kinect?
Yes. I've only watched videos of it because it has those amazing doesn't it have the dance things in it?
Yes, it has basically just Dance, but with Star Wars versions of pop songs.
Yeah, and the moves are like you're doing the Falcon, and it's like you're moving your body like the Millennium Falcon. I just think it's actually incredible. Like, I'm annoyed they haven't re-recorded some of the versions of the songs in that game because they're really good.
Yeah. But there was also a mode where it was just lightsaber dueling.
Oh.
And yeah, that
bring it back.
That is like the one thing where I would be all in on that. If it worked properly, which knowing that it was the Kinect, it probably didn't.
I would pay if they did like, you know what, they used to have those really cheap like Wiimote lightsaber things. I would pay money if they did like a really fancy Joy-Con one now.
You know what would actually be like, I think the best fit for this? The PlayStation Move controller.
Oh yeah.
The one with the big like glowing orb on it, so you could change color depending on what kind of lightsaber you have. And the big glowing orb made it so that it was really easy. Like, I think it is the best motion controller I've ever used. Maybe I think the Joy-Cons might be better. I don't know. It's been like 12 years since I used the PlayStation Move controller. Because I never owned one. I just used one at a convention. But yeah, I think that would be a good way to do Star Wars. Anyway, Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. Sorry, Dragon's Dogma 2 Dark Arisen.
Yeah.
It is the full version of the game. They're adding DLC to the game, and it's going to come with the full version. It had some frame rate hiccups during the actual trailer, but otherwise it looks pretty good. It's Dragon's Dogma 2. It's a game for the sickos. The sickos that I am not, but the people who love it really, really love it, and I respect it.
Yeah.
We're not going to have a lot to say about a lot of the ports that are being announced because it's this game, but it's on Switch 2 now.
Yes.
For example, Stellar Blade. The discourse will continue until morale improves. Which, didn't they also announce like Stellar Blade 2 at Summer Game Fest? Am I misremembering?
No, you're right.
Great. Cool. I have not played this game, so I don't know if I dislike it. But I dislike a lot of the people who like it because they're very weird.
That's fair. One of my friends really liked it, but they really like action games. It kind of gives me like Piano 3 vibes. I don't know if you ever played that.
The thing that it reminds me of most is just it looks like they played near what's the one with Yorha and 2B
I used to
Automata.
yeah.
Near Automata. They played that and was like, what if we did that but worse? That's the impression I always got from it.
Yeah, that's fair. The second one doesn't even have a blade in it, so which I thought was quite funny.
Then what are we doing here?
Uh,
Then the next one, oh
Yeah.
hell yeah, we've been looking forward to this one for a minute. It's Orbitals, the co-op game inspired by classic anime art styles.
yeah.
It has game share with Switch One. It has online multiplayer, and it's coming out September 3rd.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is the first time we have a release date, and I am super jazzed.
Yep.
Unlike I am for Rayman Legends Retold.
What a segue.
Yeah, Rayman Legends is, I think it's one of my favorite platformers of all time, and also just one of my favorite games of all time. I love that game so much. And the fact that they're redoing it in a 3D art style makes me so sad because it looks so much worse.
Yeah.
It's boring.
It's a very weird decision.
Yeah. But I imagine, like, I don't know how they made the 2D graphics, but I imagine they probably don't, like, upscale super well, maybe? I don't know. I don't know enough about game dev to make that as a definitive statement, but it looks worse in 3D, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It does come with 4 new musical stages and other added content. It has 4-player local co-op and a revamped Kung Foot minigame, which I have played a lot of the Kung Foot
Yeah.
minigame.
I think that's like the main thing I've played from it. I don't think I ever finished Legends, but I did play a lot of that.
I have a very heartwarming story about that. I broke my elbow 8 years ago, and so I moved back in with my parents for 8 weeks while I couldn't do much
Oh.
because one of my arms was out of commission. And Seskra came over one day, and we just played that all afternoon on my
Aw.
PlayStation 4. It was awesome. And this version of the game is coming out October 1st, if you really want to buy it, I suppose. I won't be. That being said, they did show footage of one of the new musical stages set to Baby Got Back, which is a great pick, to be honest. So maybe, probably not. I'll just replay the first one. It's been a hot minute. Then the next one is Big Walk. It's I don't really know what to say about this game, to be honest. I think while I was live blogging it in the official Game Podular Discord, I called it one of the games of all time. It's just a fun-ish looking co-op game where you walk places. One thing I do like is there isn't like a straightforward communication method in the game. There might be some sort of garbled voice chat, probably through game chat, but they also have they showed off flares and whiteboards that you can use to talk to people, and I like that as a concept. Sort of as a, do you remember Journey?
Yeah. Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I was very injured. I've literally got an autographed copy of the soundtrack and a wee figure from it right behind me right now. I was obsessed.
Oh, yeah. I bought the soundtrack on Bandcamp. It's one of the first things I ever bought on Bandcamp. Fun fact.
Oh, that's good because he doesn't make any money from the physical CD, so he did a better thing than I did. Although I don't think Bandcamp existed when I got mine. Maybe it was a long time ago.
But yeah, I like the non-traditional methods of communication in co-op games.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy when you're playing, say, let's take a shot in the dark random example and say Monster Hunter, to just be in a voice chat with your friends that you can talk to each other and know exactly what the others are doing. And other games have tried to do it with, like, if you're playing with randos, you have like emotes, or you can ping places. And this game has done something very goofy with it, and I do like that about it.
Yeah.
And it's coming out on August 4th. I will probably not play it. The next one, this one kind of caught me off guard. One Piece Grand Gourmet. It's a One Piece restaurant management simulator. Which, I mean, Sanji is a cook. I'm told. I've never seen the show.
Not even one.
And not starting now.
No, don't. Not even one episode, though. That's... Wow. There's the restraint you have.
I watched a whole bunch of Naruto. That was my one of the big three.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of Dragon Ball, but not a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
That's fine. I prefer Dragon Ball, which is blasphemous from a lot of people. But so I'm with you there.
And I read a lot of the Bleach manga, but I've seen very little of the show. I've seen little bits and pieces. It's got good music.
Oh, yeah. Overworld, amazing.
Yeah, One Piece, it's too long.
It is too long.
Too much of it.
They're doing a anime reboot to get rid of like the filler and stuff.
Yeah, but still, like even, okay, let's say for the sake of argument that like 1/4 of the show is filler. That's still like 750 episodes, you know? Like they're at over 1,000.
There is, yeah. I stopped, and I don't think I'm gonna bother finishing it. You got the Netflix show, which I've not seen, but apparently it's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they want to catch up to the anime, it's only going to take them 7,000 years.
Yep.
I think. But yeah, this game looks fun. As you may have heard just now, I'm not really that into One Piece, so the IP connection isn't really doing much for me. But hey, it has over 400 characters from the show and manga.
Yeah.
The show predates the Bush administration, so I assume there's over 400. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this looks awful, but I have a factoid of why.
Okay.
So this is actually a reskin of a. So it's developed by, I think is it Karasoft? Have you ever been on the Nintendo eShop and seen like Game Dev Story, Hot Spring Story, and they all look exactly the same? They're like little pixelated Sims. Yeah, it's the same people. This is just a one-piece version of those games, and they are. I'm not going to call them slop because I hate using that word, but they are cheap time wasters, and not in the fun way.
Okay.
And I got one once. I have the Hot Spring one. There's not much you do in it. It's very monotonous. It's like Farmville vibes, but without the. But they look a bit better. So like, I was a bit annoyed because it's just like there are so many of these games. Like, I mean, like
I'm scrolling
hundreds.
through their Steam page now.
Yeah.
Like, wow, these all look the same.
Yes, they all play.
Like they're different, but they're the same.
Yeah, they all play the same. They're really low effort. Like, it wasn't the worst thing, but I wanted like a kind of time wastery, like cute thing that I could just go back to every now and then. But like,
have you heard of this game called Pokemon Pokopia?
I know, yeah. Anytime I'm like, this could just be time spent in something that's decent. So I get like, I think they've done IPs like crossovers with actual IPs before. I imagine they must have by now. But I was just like annoyed.
It's possible. I'm still scrolling and like my eyes glazed over like 2/3 of the way down the page, so it's very likely that I'm. Oh yeah, there's a Doraemon one.
I think I was just like annoyed that because I instantly clocked it was like, oh, this is by the same people. And in fact, I'm checking now, and the One Piece one is retails for $15.99. Unless they add a ton of new content, because I don't know if maybe like Toei and Bandai Namco are really like really what would be a good word? are really like firm in what has to be included in a One Piece game, because some of the One Piece games are actually really good. If
Yeah.
it has the same gameplay, it's not worth wait till it to go on sale. This is like a $5 thing. This is not like a $15.99 thing. That's almost like Mina the Hollower price. I don't know. Just go in with low expectations if anyone's
Okay.
wanting to buy it, basically.
I had not made that connection at all, and it's good that you bring it up.
Yes. I just wanted to get that there. it was
Yeah,
brewing
absolutely.
in me.
We just mentioned Pokemon Pokopia, and wouldn't you know it, it's getting a free update. The update came out like right after the presentation. It adds the dive move, which allows you to explore and build underwater, which is very cool.
Yeah.
I assume, as someone who has not played it. And it's also getting a paid DLC expansion called. It's just like an expansion pass because it has 3 parts, kind of like the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield ones.
Oh,
have
yeah,
like
yeah.
Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra, except this one has 3. And the first one of which is Bubbly Basin, which introduces new Pokemon, new outfits, new furniture, etc., etc. And that's coming out in August. And then the other 2 parts later, vaguely. It's very cool that this is coming out so soon after the game came out.
Yeah.
Because it came out like what, last month? May, right?
Was it that?
No, March. Right? It was the same month as Monster Hunter, which is why I didn't buy it.
It all makes sense.
Excellent. But yeah, it's cool that it's getting this much support already.
Yeah.
Then another really big ticket game. It's Fire Emblem Fortune's Wake.
Yeah.
This trailer had so much going on. It was so cool just to watch. There's sort of like a tournament thing going on in the world, and at the end, the winner gets a wish. A fairly standard, like, anime plot,
Yeah, a little bit.
as far as I understand. There's 4 main characters you can choose from. It's very cool. I want to shout out Ash Parrish on Blue Sky, who I didn't make this connection until she said it, but 3 of the 4 of them are brown-skinned,
Oh.
which is very cool.
Mhm.
And it does still have this very traditional tactics gameplay that you're used to with Fire Emblem. But there's also seems to be a bit more of an emphasis on the RPG elements, because you can like train your tactics, but you can also leave the city to just do battles and level up.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool, yeah. You can recruit allies like you can in Fire Emblem games. And it comes out September 17th.
Yeah.
I am not a Fire Emblem gamer, but I know a lot of people who are. So I believe this one has been previously announced, but we just didn't get a release date for it. Because I do remember another Fire Emblem being announced like last year.
Yeah, I think it was like a teaser. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you a big into Fire Emblem?
It's not my favorite series, but I really, really liked Three Houses. It was like
Yeah.
phenomenal. And my stickler with it was that I wish there was more to do outside of battles, because exploring was really fun, and like just hanging out with the characters and fishing and things was really fun. And that my wish has been granted, seemingly. So,
Yeah. Yeah, they showed footage of just like you and your friends having tea,
yeah.
and you can spend your free time however you wish, is almost a direct quote.
Yeah. Weirdly, though, I have Engage and I've never played it, but I own it. I should probably get onto that first at some point. That's like the one, I call it like the Colgate Fire Emblem, because they've got like the red and the blue hair. So I should probably play that one first. Am I going to? Yeah. But the good thing is that my partner also really likes Fire Emblem and now has a Switch too, so we can probably like go half on this to make it a bit more less of a financial strain. So I probably will be buying this. Although September is pretty, because nobody wants to go up against GTA in November. So like September is packed.
Yeah, I saw someone on Blue Sky, I wish I could remember who it was, put together a list, and I was like, is there a game coming out literally every day in September? Because that's what it felt like.
Yeah. So I need to like, I'm actually planning to do like properly. I have a gaming journal I've mentioned before where I write about the games I finish and what I thought. And there's also a bit dedicated to like backlog. Please play these things right now. But I think I need to like update it and kind of plan things ahead of time because there's too much stuff. Oh.
Yeah. Unlike Ninjala 2, because that's not coming out until spring of next year. It's some sort of action RPG where you play as a ninja who has gum powers. Gun powers is something very different and not really conducive to the stealth you need as a ninja, I think.
Yeah, I played the first one. It was weird.
I had never heard of the first one.
It's like, well, I couldn't tell. It was like an online thing. I think this is huge. This has to be huge somewhere because I'm surprised that it. I remember hearing that it was doing well, but like I didn't know anybody that played it, so I was really confused.
Yeah, because the first one was a free-to-play online game.
Yeah,
which is one of the reasons I think, because one of the things they said like twice in the announcement was that the first part is coming out in spring of 2027.
Yeah.
And that confused me, but I assume that means that this one is also going to be free to play.
Yeah. I really liked, well, I like the aesthetic. It does always feel a bit like it's, it does feel a bit Splatoon-y. And not like in a homage kind of way and like a lazy kind of way. But yeah, the first one's very weird. It wasn't very fun. It was very confusing, but I still won quite easily. So I maybe think it's maybe a younger generation thing, and we're just not the target audience, and that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah. It's not like there wasn't plenty of other stuff announced that is for us.
Yeah. Like the Nintendo Switch Online Classics DK Challenge.
Yeah.
In case you want to play some really old Donkey Kong games. Like Donkey Kong 64, for instance. If only it had come to Nintendo Switch Online recently. This is a challenge on Nintendo Switch Online that runs from June 10th to September 1st, where you play a variety of Donkey Kong games, including like Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I assume Donkey Kong 64, to do like challenges and collect digital cards.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And they're also doing a limited crossover event in the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC, which I regularly forget exists, but gets like regular content updates. And I'm surprised every time. And it's getting a crossover with Mario, so there's new outfits for Donkey Kong and I almost said Rosalina. Pauline.
She's the best princess, though, to be fair, so that's understandable.
And there's overworld items, like you can dig up... they're basically just reskins of things that were in the original game, right? Like the hearts became super mushrooms. That kind of thing. And for some reason, this crossover is happening in waves. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
But the first wave is from today to June 30th. And then the next one is July 14th to July 21st. And then the next one is August 4th to August 11th. And then the next one is August 25th to September 21st. Why are they taking 3 weeks off between? Like, I don't get it.
No, the DLC is weird too because it's like quite expensive for what it is. I don't know. I don't feel like compelled. I loved Bonanza. I thought it was great. It's probably still like my favorite, like Switch 2 exclusive. But like, I have no compulsion to get the DLC whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about Bonanza a lot. I think I talked about this when we were doing our like end of the year episode. But like I had a fantastic time with Bonanza. But as soon as I finished playing it and we talked about it on the podcast, I never thought about it again.
Oh,
Like it was very fun and I had a great time playing it, but it left very little actual impression on me.
oh,
And so for that reason, I also didn't feel especially compelled to pick up the DLC,
Yeah.
which is sort of like a roguelike mode, if memory serves.
oh, okay. Maybe that's why I didn't want it.
Yeah, this wave distribution thing, it's bizarre and I don't understand why they're doing it. Also, why they're making it time limited at all. Like just add it. Just keep it in. What's the harm? Anyway, next is, speaking of weird IP crossovers, from the creators of Vampire Survivors, it's Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivation.
Yeah.
Have you watched or read any Jujutsu Kaisen?
No, it's on my list. And apparently it is quite good. I'm a bit like,
It is.
yeah, I'm a bit, I really don't like Demon Slayer. So when people are like, I know, recommend it, and that's one of their favorite series is, or all their favorite series are modern, I'm like, red flags for me. But
I watched like the first season of Demon Slayer. It's very pretty,
yeah.
but on a writing level, it's like, it's all right.
Yeah, I don't want to say I don't like the popular stuff because like my favorite series right now are like the most popular. It's like Witch Hat Atelier.
Witch Hat Atelier, Frieren.
Yeah, exactly. So generic. And then my favorite anime is like Cowboy Bebop, which is like one of the most famous series of all time. But anyway, but this is I keep meaning to check this out. Although a lot of it's been spoiled for me through, again, that good old cultural osmosis, thanks internet. So that's annoying. But yeah, no, I do need to check out. But I don't think I want to check out this game though.
Yeah, it's like I dig what it's doing, but I don't think I'm ever gonna play it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sort of mixed on the Survivors like I played a fair amount of Vampire Survivors for a while. It's a pretty good Steam Deck game.
Yes.
Like I don't really want to play it on a PC, but it's great on Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But it runs into sort of the same problems that I have with it. It's basically just a roguelike,
Yeah.
you know?
I weirdly have played a lot of Survivors like clones. There's like what was that really mid Nicholas Hoult vampire movie with Nick Cage? Reinfeld? There's like Renfield, that's it. There's like a Survivors game of that.
Yeah.
And it's actually it's a bit broken, but it's really fun. And then there's like a witch one that's like by a single dev, which I really, really liked, although it's definitely a me kind of game. I don't think you would like it. You're like an anime witch lady. So I do actually quite like these kind of things, but this didn't look a bit, I don't want to say ugly, but it just didn't look very nice. I don't know.
There are two things I want to say about this. It's wild that this game is just that the genre is like getting bigger and bigger. Because like they announced a Warhammer 40K one at the last like Indie World Showcase.
Oh, that makes sense though. Like I can.
Yeah,
I can see that.
And also to go back to something we were talking about earlier, specifically VTubers. There is also a free, like completely free, not even free to play, just free. Hollow Live, which is the VTuber agency I was trying to think of, game that Game Modular Unfocused co-host Seskra and also occasional co-host of this podcast has played for 355 hours.
Oh, wow.
And has gotten literally all of the achievements on.
Wow.
Yeah. And to the best of my knowledge, based on everything I've talked about them, they're not especially into VTubers either.
Oh.
It's just the game is just well designed.
I kind of like when that happens. That's cool.
To give you the lowdown on this game, I do like that it's like a slightly different take on it, because it starts as a standard like Survivors-y game, but you're playing online with a lobby of 8 people. And then for the first 15 minutes, you're just racking up points. And every 100 points you earn, you pick a rule that can either affect, like, make something in your instance better or make something worse for somebody else.
Oh.
And so at the end of the 15 minutes, the 2 people with the highest number of points are dropped into the same area, and then they have to fight with everything that they've picked up.
That is really cool, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming out later this year. I do want to say, I said this in the Discord as well, it is very sad that characters can be unlocked just by playing is a thing that they had to say out loud as a selling point.
That do be the days we live in.
Yeah. Not to old man yells at cloud here, but back in the day, that's just how it worked.
Oh.
Look at me, I made another Simpsons reference. And now for some ports. It's nobody's favorite Souls-like, Lords of the Fallen 2. It's coming out in the autumn of this year. Cool. I don't know anybody who likes this game.
No.
Like, even among Souls-like players, like, even the Souls-like players are like, no, this one ain't it, Chief. Unlike Lies of P, or Stored in the Balls, Complete Edition. That's coming. Oh, I forgot to write down the physical edition date. The digital version of it is coming out August 6th. I am not a big Souls-like person, as you may have heard, but this game is supposed to be pretty good. Like, I know a lot of people who really like this game.
Yes. I played the demo. It's very pretty.
Yeah, and it's very cool. I sort of like the weird, like, modular weapon thing that it has going on. Never gonna play it, but good. It's cool to have it on Switch, and it made the transition to Switch 2 graphics very well, as did Lords of the Fallen 2.
Yes.
For whatever that's worth. Next we have Capcom keeps winning. It's Devil May Cry 5, another game that people really love. I have always tried to get into the Devil May Cry series. Unfortunately, it's not a bad game, but I think the first one I played was Devil May Cry 4, which is a good game, but you kind of need a little bit of context to understand what's going on, I think.
Yeah.
Because, like, which one's the really bad one? Is that 2 or 3?
It's not 2. 2 is like, I thought 2 was heralded as one of the best ones, wasn't it?
Then, like one of them is widely regarded as, like, a bad one. So it's probably 3 then.
I thought it's one of the ones with the brother in it, right? Is that his brother? I only played the first 2.
I have a certain fondness for, like, the reboot that they tried to do and didn't really work.
No, I do.
DMC.
I do like that one. I did play that one.
Yeah.
I too like that one quite a bit.
Fun fact, I sort of got my start in video games criticism because of that game. Which this article is not online anymore, which is good because looking back on it, it is extremely cringe and bad. But I was a teenager. But to give you an impression of how long ago this was, I was writing in the blog section of screwattack.com.
Wow.
And I basically wrote an article of, like, I think Devil May Cry fans are being extremely whiny about the fact that this game looks different than what they're used to. And then that article got hundreds of thousands of hits.
Hey.
To the point where Screw Attack emailed me and just like, hey, this article you wrote did very well. Would you like an internship?
Oh.
And I was like, I really would like it, but I'm too busy with university, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to pass. which I do sometimes wonder how my life would have been different if I'd just done that instead. Because cards on the table, I did not do very well at university that year. So who knows?
You could be like working with the Angry Video Game Nerd or something.
Yeah, or worst case scenario, I could be working with Craig. What a chud that guy turned out to be. Anyway, this game is going to be, it's going to run at 60 FPS in handheld mode, which is extremely good and I think very important for a game like this.
Yeah. It's
coming at June 23rd, which is very soon. And it's a very good game, and I'm excited for the people who haven't played it yet. It's one of those games that's like, it's on my list, but it's not very high up on my list. Which realistically means I'm probably never going to play it, but I do want to. See, the problem is they keep making all these gosh darn video games. So things get moved like near the top of the list. I don't know if you heard, they made a new Monster Hunter Stories game earlier this year. It took up a lot of my time.
Hey, at least you finish things.
I did. I did actually finish it.
I still haven't finished Paranormasight.
I'm aware.
Yeah, because you can look at my Steam. Yep. I'm trying. I swear.
But yeah, this game looks dope. As does the next one.
Yeah.
Muramasa Revenant Blades.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it a couple times now. Sometimes for these Nintendo Directs and also other like showcases, we have a dedicated channel on our Discord where me and sometimes other people just live blog the Direct as it's happening. And I straight up said, "Ooh, Vanillaware, light the Rosalie signal." Because this is a team up by Marvelous and Vanillaware.
Yeah, I'm going to need a screenshot of that.
Yeah, this is a 2D action RPG with an obviously gorgeous art style, given who's involved. Not much else was shown beyond that. Like, it looked cool. There was, like, a skill tree, some very fluid-looking combat, and it's coming out in early 2027.
This is a port.
It's a port? Really?
Oh, yeah. So the original version came out on the Wii. And then there was a remastered version on the PS Vita that had exclusive DLC. And this is like a remaster of that with all the DLC included because it was stuck on the Vita for many years. So I've already completed this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay, I did not know this one.
Oh, it's like...
It's also coming to Steam. For what it's worth.
Which is really unusual because Vanillaware doesn't like putting its games on PC platforms for whatever reason. So that's very cool because a lot of people have been asking for like 13 Sentinels on PC and Odin Sphere. But this is like my favorite. This is like the main thing I played on my Vita. It's very... I actually have a figure of Mahonami from it, like a very fancy one. Yeah, it's like a Metroidvania. It's all about kind of stacking combos, but you can also explore in a side-scrolling manner, and it has that really cool Vanillaware thing where you can like go into little like huts and eat food, and the animation of that food is so incredibly beautiful, and the music is phenomenal, and like the story is really cool, and there's just like little details that are just really. I mean, it has. You know, the Vanillaware thing of some characters being very well endowed, I'll put it that way. But that's one of the reasons I like Vanillaware. So, but it's also the art is just it's beautiful. And again, like I've been wanting, they've remastered nearly all of their back catalogue, but this was one of the ones that they hadn't yet done. So I assumed it was coming, so I'm very hype. I'm probably not playing it on the Switch, though. I'm probably going to play it on the
PlayStation?
Yeah, because that means I can use the Portal to play it portably. But yeah, I'm very, very hype. And any passing interest in Metroidvania is like, I fully recommend it. It is very, very good.
I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but for the record, Odin Sphere, like the Odin Sphere version on Vita, is the game I played most on my Vita.
So
That
good.
game's so good, and I would be very happy if it came to PC as well.
Yeah.
Because the Vita, I don't know if it's just my old man hands, but holding like handheld consoles just makes my right hand just cramp up.
No.
And so I can't
yeah.
actually use my Vita very long.
Yeah, no, I get like pins and needles like really quickly. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I do wonder, maybe they're like testing to see how good this sells in Steam to see if they'll do the other ones.
Ooh.
Because like
Yeah.
Grim Grimoire kind of really would lend itself to being on PC because it's like you're having to move like it's kind of a bit RTS-y ever so slightly. You're moving like hordes of creatures on a screen, so that would make sense. And 13 Sentinels again is a bit RTS-y,
Yep.
so that would make sense.
Yep.
And that would be very cool. And then
Yes.
all they need to do is do a sequel to Dragon's Crown, and then I will be very happy.
Speaking of Vanillaware games with well-endowed characters, Dragon's Crown.
Yes. Which
Yeah.
I also may or may not have figures from. And I love it so much. But yeah, no, this is it's fantastic. Especially if you love like feudal Japan and the kind of what are the kind of traditional famous folklore kind of creatures called in Japan again?
Yokai?
Yes, if you love that kind of thing, this is very up your street.
I do like that. I'm in.
Yeah.
And I have to wait until 2027.
I know, it's a bummer, but
Uh,
it's worth it. It's worth it, I promise.
in the meantime, I could play all 3 Xenoblade Chronicles games on Nintendo Switch 2 because they're coming.
Yeah.
They are going to be 4K in 60 FPS in TV mode and 1080p 60 FPS in handheld mode. There is a lot of stuff being added to them. The main things I wrote down was there's going to be a high-speed vehicle added to the first one, mercenary squad battles to the second one. I don't know what that means, but that's what they said. And some sort of horde mode added to number 3. The digital version of the first one is out now. This is also like bizarre the way they laid this out. Maybe it's due to production timelines or whatever, but the digital version of the first one is out now. The physical version will be out July 30th. The digital version of the second one is also coming out on July 30th, and the physical version is coming out up to October 1st. And then the third one is December 3rd for both the digital and the physical versions. Would you believe that this is one of the parts I had to rewatch to write everything down?
Doesn't surprise me one bit.
Because, especially for the release dates, the part of the direct was like, and these are the release dates. You can see them now on screen. And I'm like, okay, well, it's live, so I'm not going to pause it. I'm just going to write down as much as I can. And also crack jokes on Discord at the same time.
Yep.
And if you can't get enough of that Xenoblade goodness, well, then I have excellent news. Because in 2027, we're going to be getting Xenoblade Genesis.
Yeah.
This is sort of a different, I guess, like it's just Xenoblade, not Xenoblade Chronicles. And it's very different in that it's a much more traditional fantasy setting than I'm used to for a Xenoblade game. It's set in some sort of adventuring academy. It has to do with like magic, and there's a horse dog and a dragon. It genuinely looks very, very gorgeous.
Yep.
I love the way this game looks, and it's coming out sometime in 2027.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I'll have time for another long RPG by then. Then we had, speaking of spending a long time on something, Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, which is part of a series, apparently, and I forgot that it is. There are 12 sports in all, technically 13, which is great. There's boxing, table tennis, archery, normal tennis, volleyball, bowling, basketball, golf, thumb wrestling. That's the one that threw up a question mark for me.
Yep.
Skateboarding, power cruising, which if you're not familiar with what the word cruising means, might not be as funny to you as it is to me. And prop plane and secret 13th sport, you can do jump ropes as a warm-up.
Oh.
It's games like this that are big hits in retirement homes.
Yeah.
Like, there were stories ages ago of, like, the Wii U's been out for 3 years, but there's retirement homes all over the country that, like, everybody's playing Wii Sports Resort all the time.
Oh.
And it's a great way for people who live there to, like, still, do something active that's low impact and fun. And if Switch 2s didn't just go up by, like, 40 euros, you could maybe make an argument that you could do that for this as well.
Mm.
But unfortunately, they're like 500 euros now. So,
Yeah.
great. And you'll be able to buy this on October 22nd. This was also a weird part of the Direct where they demoed how the thumb wrestling works, which I admit I was curious about, but I don't know if they needed to make this Direct that already has, what did you say, 45 games in it and is like 50 minutes long. If they needed to spend quite this much time demoing digital thumb wrestling.
I do appreciate the funny gifs that have
yes.
Yeah, resulted from the section of the
I do
Direct,
love the very big hands.
Yeah.
Those were very funny. But like at this point, I am only partially playing this up for comedy, but like watching all of these showcases like so close together is actually very tiring. So it was at this part of the Direct where I was just like, okay, can you please just go on to the next one? Also, fun fact, I was watching the Nintendo UK stream, which crashed after they showed off power cruising. So I tried refreshing it and it still didn't work. And so I switched to the US one during the thumb wrestling demo. And I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. I usually watch the US one. I don't know why. But I have to remember because the dates are always weird.
That is, in fact, why I watched the UK one, yes.
Yeah.
And I guess I could watch the Dutch one, but I would much rather have the narration be in English. It's easier to write notes for, if nothing else.
Oh.
The next game is RuneScape Dragon Wilds. RuneScape is a name I haven't thought about in a very long time.
Right.
This looks like an extremely generic, like, survival crafting RPG. I don't really have anything else to say about it.
Mm.
It's coming out September 15th. Moving on to something that is Sugar Blast, the video game. It's Hello Kitty Party Land.
Yeah.
Where, like, one of the first things they showed is, like, a party game, a mini game where you're bouncing off, like, giant flans.
Yeah.
Which was very cute. This game is adorable. It has over 140 Sanrio characters, if that's something you're into, and over 40 minigames and several board games.
Yeah.
And it's coming out October 29th. You are a bit of a Hello Kitty enjoyer, are you not?
I like the way you put it. Yeah. I partake in a bit of Hello Kitty now and then. I'm more of a Kurumi stan, I guess you could say. But that's fine because Kurumi's in it.
Definitely know what that is.
Kurumi is like the one that's kind of like the gothic one with like the purple and had like the black hood.
Okay.
I think she's a bunny, right? I get confused because like the lore changes.
Oh, this one. Yeah, I've seen this one.
Yeah. I like Kurumi a lot. In fact, I should know. I've literally got like a Kurumi soundbar on my desk right now. And literally a Kurumi plushie staring at me. But yeah, I also like my best friend growing up in school. She was like, her family were from Hong Kong. So like, even if I didn't like Hello Kitty, it was like, she would come back from like visiting family and be like, I got you Hello Kitty things because Hong Kong and they really like Hello Kitty. So
they do.
It was going to be a thing for me anyway. But yeah, no, I really want to get this. It looks really cute. And I like party games. I keep meaning to pick up the kind of the Hello Kitty Animal Crossing like? Because it's meant.
The Island Adventure, I think it's called.
Yeah, it's actually meant to be quite good. But I still.
So I've heard.
Yeah, I still haven't. I don't want to. I've got so many things I need to complete, and that's the kind of thing where you will just be playing it for hundreds and hundreds of hours. So
Yeah.
I have not, but I will get this.
I'm not like into Hello Kitty and Sanrio stuff, but partially because we sort of have a local equivalent here in the Netherlands.
Oh,
There we have a cartoon rabbit called Nijntje, who is called Miffy overseas.
yeah. I was literally about to say, is it Miffy? My mum loves Miffy. There's lots of Miffy merch here for some reason.
Yeah, Miffy is Dutch. Fun fact.
Yeah.
There is a Miffy museum
Oh,
in the city of Utrecht.
cool.
I've been there. It's very cute.
I bet the merch there is amazing.
I believe it. I don't remember. And then we got Star Fox.
Yay.
For the people who didn't watch the dedicated direct. I mean, I guess it reiterated the release date of June 25th, and they did show that there's going to be a demo, it's out already, that has the tutorial on one of the opening stages, which you can try right now.
Ooh.
And that was also the brunt of the Treehouse Live that was after the direct, which I did not watch
No.
for reasons that you heard earlier on the podcast. Then the next one, sort of new Final Fantasy game called Final Fantasy Resonance. I say sort of because it's in a new art style. It's an HD 2D game, which I still do not like. But it is technically, as I discovered from Kotaku's Ethan Gatch, a port of, I say existing, it was a mobile gacha game called Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, but it is no longer active. You can't play it anymore. But now it's just a single purchase real video game without hopefully gambling.
Yeah. My friend June was really, really, really excited about this. And I only have a really short memory of trying the mobile version, but as you know, I'm not a fan of gacha games. But it did look pretty. Talking of I know you don't like HD 2D games. Did you know the new RPG Maker is an HD 2D one? And when I saw that, I was just like, oh, Hilke's not gonna like that because there's gonna be so many more.
You're right. Hilke does not like that.
I mean, it's cool for devs, but not cool for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. When you play games that are intended for phones, you cannot remember that fact when you're playing them, and sometimes they feel very kind of limiting in that way. But it did look pretty, I guess.
Yeah. I had never heard of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. The only other Final Fantasy mobile games I knew were they had that battle royale kind of game that came out last year and also shut down last year.
The first something soldier, last soldier.
Yeah, something
First
along
soldier?
those lines.
Yeah.
And ages ago, there was that really, really bad predatory one, Final Fantasy All the Bravest.
Oh, there's Ever Crisis, which is a 7 one, and I really, it's just you can just turn autoplay on and you don't even need to do anything. It's awful. And also there's a Dissidia one that's out now.
Yeah. Wow, there's a lot more of these than I thought there were.
Yeah, it's great.
I do enjoy. I do generally appreciate when they take if they take a free to play version offline, that they do release a single purchase with all the terrible microtransaction stuff removed version.
Yeah.
There was a Mega Man game that did that a while back as well.
And Animal Crossing Pocket Camp did it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Next we have Pikuniku
Ooh.
2. I had vaguely heard of the first one, which was, I believe, a 2D game. But this is, it has sort of simple 3D graphics. They're very like, they're kind of blocky. Think like, let's say mid-era PS2. But I actually really love the art style. Like, I think if they made it more complicated, it would be worse. And Piku Niku is a game that at least one of my friends really likes. So it's hard to go wrong with a fun, like, relaxed co-op puzzle adventure.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to buy it in 2027. Next, we have, this is probably one of the ones I'm most excited for, Dragon Quest Monsters: The Withered World. I really like the Dragon Quest Monsters games, though that being said, I barely played The Dark Prince because it looked and ran like a butt. And this one looks a lot better, and it's coming out December 3rd. I really like monster collecting games, as you may have noticed.
Yes.
I'm going to buy the Digimon one next month.
Of course.
And which means I have, let's see, that's coming out in July. So I have 5 months to finish that before this comes out on December 3rd.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I'll just, man, my purchase of Pokopia is just moving further and further into the future.
No, because we need to make an N Focus or Game Podular like town. It could be so cute. We could even have like a Monster Hunter themed area in the town. I'm sure that's doable. I also like to look at this. I actually bought that other one you mentioned because it was like £5 on Steam last week or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Why not? Not played it, obviously, because I don't play games apparently. I just want to know why they're still using MIDI music for the soundtrack.
I know, it sounds so bad.
It does. And I'm like, because the composer passed away, which, you know, it'll do some Googling about him and see why I'm not really sad about that. I assumed that they were going to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit worried that they're... Because there was a Dragon Quest 45th anniversary event. And
they announced like the Switch 2 version of Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah, and they showed off the 12, which they're remaking from scratch, which is fine by me because it looks amazing. And I don't want that to have a immediate soundtrack.
Because like the first version of 11 did, and then
did.
like the director's cut had like fully orchestrated music, right?
Yep. And it sounded way better. Like
it did. That's the version I played.
Yeah. So I'm really worried, but I'm always a fan of more Dragon Quest things, but also just worried.
Yeah. I played a couple of years ago, I played Dragon Quest Treasures.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the first episodes of Game Podular Unfocused I was on. And that game's really fun. It didn't run super well on Switch 1, but like not in a way that caused too many problems. But that game also, it's just the MIDI music. It was so bad. And like, I don't necessarily mind like synthesized strings.
No, of course.
And like synthesized orchestras. But the versions that they're using sound so cheap and garbage.
Yeah. There's a way, I mean, I don't know how to do it, even though I have a music degree and my second study was composing, but there is a way where you can compose using like plugins that it can sound great. They just don't do that. It reminds me of like polyphonic ringtones. It's not as bad, but it's verging into that, and it's so unpleasant.
Yeah, one of my favorite musical artists, I've mentioned him before, Miracle of Sound. He makes songs about video games and based on video games. He made a song called Sovngarde Song about the Elder Scrolls Skyrim when it came out, so 2011.
Wow.
And he, of course, used synthetic orchestra because he was one guy making all of this by himself. And it sounded good. Like, he's remade the song more recently and it sounds better because he used different plugins. But even at the time, it sounded pretty good. And if one guy making all this by himself can use better synthetic orchestra than Square Enix.
Right.
That's a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was also very funny because, especially in the first version, you could still kind of tell that they were synthetic, but like, whatever. But he did get a bunch of comments just like, oh, why didn't you get a real orchestra to record this? And he was like, with what money? Like, sure, if you want to pay me $20,000 to hire an orchestra, I'll do that. But like, I work for The Escapist. I barely make anything. Shots fired. But yeah, I'll probably pick this up. It looks very cute. I like the sort of like chibi art style that they're going for in this game.
Yeah.
It looks fun. And then from chibi to edgy, it's The Duskbloods, the FromSoft game that still does not have a release date, but it does have a closed network test in the summer of 2026. And I made the exact same mistake as I did the first time we saw it, which was I saw the visuals and I was like, Castlevania game? But no, that game's still coming out. Okay, we're almost at the end. Next one is Splatoon Raiders.
Yay.
Showing off some more gameplay for it and some more abilities, like an exploration bot that helps you out in combat and gives you some traversal abilities. You have gadgets like a shot pot that's a turret, a splatcher, which is big sword, and I was gonna look this up. Okay, what is it? Okay, I remember now. And splatterites, I think, is how you're supposed to pronounce that, which makes like little things float around you. This is a medium specific reference, but it's like Spirit Guardians from Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh.
The game has an XP system, so you can level up. And they announced that there's going to be special blue and red, not blue and red, special yellow and blue Joy-Cons that is going to be releasing with the game. And there's a direct on June 30th, just for this game. You couldn't have waited until July. So tune in around then for our coverage of that direct. And then I assume this next one is one you're reasonably excited about.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could say that.
We have Deltarune Chapter 5 coming June 26th. That is this month.
I am raging because I'm doing night shifts that week.
You are.
Yeah, I think I finish at 12 a.m. every night almost. I'm like,
Gross.
so I'm gonna have to like get up really early, but like and just play it and just be tired because I don't want it spoiled.
Yeah. I have a similar situation in that the day that Digimon Time Stranger comes out on Switch 2, Friday, July 10th, I have a concert that evening.
Oh no.
Yeah. At least it's here in town, so I'm not going to be like destroyed the next day. But oh wait, I have family coming over that entire weekend. Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wait a couple days to play it, but that's fine. I can manage.
Yeah.
But yeah, Deltarune Chapter 5. Oh man, it doesn't even feel that long ago that we got Chapter 4, but
No,
it was like one of your favorite games of last year, and it was like what, halfway through last year?
It was exactly a year ago because it was dropped the same day as the Switch did. So it was June 5th, 2025.
Damn.
Which
Nice.
is cool because Toby Fox does like these newsletter updates that are like they're really really cool actually. They've got like Easter eggs in them because of course Toby Fox.
Yeah.
But he does give like really cool insight of like the development and stuff and what the team are up to. And I assumed because it was like I think he did say like Chapter 5 we're just doing translation, but I'm so used to waiting. I just assumed it would be way later. So I did not know that this was coming, and I am very excited.
Yeah.
I'm also like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just excited.
Then the next one is Metaphor ReFantasio, which is a port of, I believe, a PlayStation 5 game.
Yeah, I think
that is coming out November 12th.
Yeah.
This one did not make the transition to Switch 2 graphics very well. It looked kind of grainy, like kind of crunchy a little bit.
Yeah, which is a shame because it's a very pretty game. Again, it's,
Yeah.
it's another one of games where I got it when it came out and then never played it. So it's, I think it's still in its wrapper. That's awful. But I probably should play it at some point. It's apparently very, very good. But I don't know if,
So I've heard.
because it's very Persona. Well, it's the same team as Persona. So I don't know what because I know you don't like Persona because the timed stuff. I don't know if it has that. And it's like a 100-hour RPG. So you gotta have that free time.
And in November, I will not.
Yeah.
Here's a fun thing that I learned. I always call these the sizzle reel in my notes.
Yeah.
I discovered when I was preparing for this episode, because like they took the VODs offline briefly to re-edit them, I suppose, to take out the big chunk in the beginning where it's just the stream is starting in 15 minutes. Here's some commercials for Yoshi the Mysterious Book. And so I found just this part of the stream as its own video, and they called it a sizzle reel.
Yay.
So either I was right all along or they copied my work. I mean, it's a fairly common phrase for it anyway. I'm going to run through them very quickly, as they did in the show, which is great because the first title is really long. Atelier Caria, The Night Kingdom and the Guide of Memories, early 2027. This is a series that has gone on forever, and you could play them until you die.
Yep.
There's 7 million of them. Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2. I love this game. It does not look good on the Switch 2. The character models have like a weird aura around them that makes them look terrible. Holiday 2026. Observer, System Redux, which is, I believe, like the second Bloober Team game.
Oh.
I think, right?
Is it not? Is this the astronaut one? Is this no?
I thought, isn't it the sci-fi, the cyberpunk one?
Oh yeah, I'm getting it mixed up with something totally different. That's fine.
Yeah, this is the one with like Rutger Hauer.
Yes.
Look at me, I can say with the Dutch G. Anyway, System Redux, June 18th. Then we have a game I haven't thought about in a hot minute, DayZ.
Oh.
In 2026. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but DayZ started out as an Arma 3 mod.
Oh.
And then, isn't that also sort of where PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was originated?
I'm going to assume so, because I get these two games mixed up all the time, and maybe that's why.
That's coming out this year. Then we have the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection 2, August 27th. Then we have Rise of the Tomb Raider, the 20-year celebration, for the 20-year celebration. It's out now, and the trailer looked very bad. I don't know what they did, but the character models look awful. But I mean, they've also been using AI on other Tomb Raider games, so who knows? How much did that take the wind out of your sails when they announced the Legacy of Atlantis from the ground up remaster, and it was immediately was yes, we used AI during a lot of the parts of this development, and I was like, okay, that's coming off the wish list.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It was Crazy Taxi. I'm so upset.
Yeah,
because I've been looking forward to that and the Jet Set Radio reboot that we know is coming, and then I'm like, oh, that's gonna have it too, isn't it? And I'm like, I can't play
probably.
them. Although again, I don't want to break up you listing the games real quick. I think it might be hard just to not play every single game that has it in it, because I think it might be in practically everything that we just don't know about. But yeah, I'm not going to be playing Crazy Taxi. Which is,
as long as we know.
Yes.
As long as I know, then I'm not gonna buy them.
Yeah.
Next one, we have Tales of Eternia Remastered. Speaking of our JRPG franchises that have been around forever and have 7 million games. That's October 16th. Then we have SnowRunner. Okay. It's a game where you drive trucks in the snow. Cool. That's out now. Then we have the Switch 2 edition of Fitness Boxing 3. That's July 16th. Then we have Everbloom, which is spring 2027, which is very far away for like what the rest of this direct is. And also especially to put in the sizzle reel. Anyway. And then the last one was Final Fantasy XIV is coming to Switch 2. And early access is available in August of 2026. Sure. That game is everywhere already anyway. Might as well put it on Switch 2.
Yeah.
Then, we're almost at the end. The last three big ticket items. The first one, the Kingdom Hearts collections are coming to Switch 2, and it looks like they're not cloud versions.
Yay.
Let's go. They're coming out October 8th, all of them at the same time. You can buy a bundle with all of them.
Yeah.
And there's also a demo available of Kingdom Hearts 3 and also Remind, which is some sort of prologue, I think, or like a summary.
It was like DLC, which I still haven't played, which is actually really bad. Like bad of me, I should say. I need
Between the two of us, you're the Kingdom Hearts fan.
I know. I don't know. I think it was overpriced for what it was at the time, but I do own it because I have this Steam version of this same collection, so I do own it.
So do I.
Yeah.
It's nice to not have the cloud versions because I heard those were bad.
Yeah, I think they've actually been delisted as of today because of these ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be unfortunate for like people who have a Switch 1 and not a Switch 2.
Yeah, I don't know if they're giving people free like download codes or something.
There was something like either your save files carry over or something. I forgot to write that part down. But there is something to transition yourself from the cloud versions to the playable versions. I don't know. I don't remember, at the very least. And speaking of Kingdom Hearts, we got another trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yay.
It's only been like 4 years since we heard of that game.
Yeah.
Still no release date,
No.
but we know that it will be available on Switch 2 at launch. So when it is available for every other system as well.
This one took me by surprise because I didn't see any leaks on this, and unless I missed it, I would have felt this would be a biggie to be sneakily talking about online ahead of time. But I didn't see anything, so I was like, yay, something I
Good
didn't
job
know
keeping
about.
it under wraps.
Yeah, because the next one I did know about, but
Yeah, you told me about this one also.
Yeah.
The next one and the last one, it's here. It's a from the ground up remake of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
yeah.
There has been discourse about the way it looks, and I'm curious to hear your opinion.
So I won't lie, and I know 100% this is not an original opinion. It did give me the vibes of those Unreal Engine videos.
Yeah, I've seen that comparison a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like the weird verging into like the hyper realism thing when, especially, I mean, the N64 original was they weren't not trying to be realistic. They were trying to make do with what they had, but it was still kind of
Yes.
stylized. And if you look at all the official Ocarina of Time art, it was very cartoony, and not chibi, but it did have a kind of, it was very anime, because so it's a weird choice, but I understand because you've got the 3DS version if you want a kind of more updated version of the original, and I think people just really want, like, they just want that. There's a lot of people that want that, and that's fine. I hope it looks better than what we saw. But I'm excited regardless. So
My feelings of it are a little bit of a cop out, I will admit. I just think we haven't seen enough for me to really form an opinion, to be honest.
That is
Like,
very adult of you.
yeah. Like my first impression is like it's sort of a decent middle ground between, high fidelity realism and cartoony style, but we saw like what 10 seconds of actual character models. Like
I know.
we'll see.
Yeah. Also, like, I mean, I would have been happy if because I think some people wanted like a Breath of the Wild style for it. I don't.
No, why?
Yeah, I don't think I like the kind of almost cel shaded kind of aesthetic of Breath of the Wild, but it's like one of my least favorite Zelda games still aesthetically. So I am quite like I have like a vision of like exploring through the Lost Woods and the kind of the little kind of not fireflies. They have like there's always these little kind of things flying through the air that makes it really mystical. I'm kind of really excited to see that in a more detailed way, and
with like a modern lighting engine.
It'll be gorgeous. And I'm really excited to see like the content they add, because surely there's going to be like more side quests and more things to do, and it'll be really cool to see the characters in like a kind of more realistic way. And I am very excited. So yeah, I think the end result will look fine. To be honest, I am wondering, because a lot of people were like, why did they only choose to do like a little teaser for this? I have a theory, because it's the N64 anniversary very soon.
It is.
I have a theory.
We may be talking about it on the next episode.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I have a theory. Well, my theory is that's why they are releasing the Star Fox remake when they are. And I have a feeling they'll either do another direct or reveal more around that time. I think the Ocarina originally came out in November, so then maybe they might wait till November. But I assume another direct is in the pipelines very soon, hopefully.
Yeah. And we won't have to wait that long for this game, because it has a release date of 2026. We don't know what month yet, but it is this year.
Yeah. If it was spring, that would be like perfect. And people could get like pre-orders in before Christmas time. I don't know. But yes, I'm very excited.
I think overall, this was a decent direct. There's not a lot in here that I'm like super into, but it had a good amount of variety.
Yeah.
That catered to a lot of different people. And like the thumb wrestling thing in there was a bit odd. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, this is a pretty decent direct. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I always say this. I don't like to like, it always feels weird saying like you're reviewing a bunch of adverts. But no, it was cool. It was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Because it was
a lot longer than I would have liked it to be.
Well, that too. Because I had to like have this on a tab while I was working, because in case there's like things I need to like write about, and there will be in the morning. So it was so much going on, and I got very overwhelmed, and I was like, oh, it'll be 30 minutes, and it was an hour later, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, this thing was 50 minutes, and after that there was like a whole Treehouse Live.
Yeah, I didn't bother with it.
Which we did not watch.
No. But no, that's a good variety. Although I did see someone online, or might have been my work chat even, that was like, I don't like anime games, so I'm just gonna like give up on playing my Switch 2. Because this was very kind of like, you got your Xenoblades and your Tales. It was very, and your Kingdom Hearts. It was very kind of anime nerd.
Yeah.
Themed.
But on the other hand, they can play RuneScape Dragon Wilds.
Yeah. But no, it's cool, and it's nice. It's cool to see all that's coming, considering we're now past the first anniversary for the Switch 2, and it's been a cool year. And I think the library is really strong. I think a lot of people agree with me. But I think it's also really important that all these ports are coming, and that games that are also releasing on other systems, like your Metal Gear Solid Master Collection 2s, because of like gaming PCs getting very, very, very expensive. So for a lot of people,
and also other consoles, like a PlayStation 5 Pro is like 700 euros now or something.
Yeah, I mean the Switch 2 is also getting its price increase in September. But if you get
it's going up to like 500, I think.
Yeah, it's like 50 plus pounds, dollars. If you get one now, then you are you are still setting up as a way to play like some AAA stuff. Because I imagine that the new Final Fantasy 7-3 will be coming to the Switch 2 event as the other ones did, and it's cool to see the library growing and growing. And I'm hyped. There was no amiibos though. We didn't get any new amiibos. Kind of gutted.
Kind of a surprise. We got the new controllers, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I
new Joy-Cons.
Assume Ocarina of Time has got to have amiibos. There already is a Ocarina of Time Link 1, which I have, but that's got to have a new one, surely.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised there wasn't a Kingdom Hearts one for the collections, but maybe there will be for 4 when it's out properly.
In like 7 years.
Oh, don't say that. Someone noticed in the billboard in the gameplay that there's like an advert for zips, like zippers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's incredible. I love that. But I'm hyped. Lots of cool games. So little time, so little money, but lots of cool games.
Speaking of time, I hope you had set a lot of time ahead in your schedule to listen to this, because I'm looking at our recording time.
Oh no.
And oh boy, this is going to be a long edit. So let's go to the part of the show where we talk about what we're going to be playing. I have finished Monster Hunter Stories 3, and in the interest of not making this episode of the podcast infinitely long, I will be actually talking about it on the next recording. But in the meantime, I am going to be playing Mina the Hollower.
Yeah. I am technically also playing that, but I'm so bad at it that I'm not going to complete it anytime soon. I like play it in batches and then see how angry I get and then go from there. I'm going to be playing the free update for Pokopia. And I mean, probably maybe in time with the next recording, because I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but the new Star Fox, I've pre-ordered that. So
our next recording is 2 days before that comes out.
Well, I'll be playing the demo then. That counts.
That's not correct. Our next recording is on the 30th.
Oh no, it'll be out.
It comes out on the 25th.
Yeah.
So it'll be out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I looked at N64 30th anniversary in my calendar, and I was like, surely that's when we're recording, right?
No, we were meant to, but then, yeah, Amazon had different ideas.
Yep.
But yes, Star Fox times. I'm very excited. Not to keep going because we've been doing this for ages. But the new Star Fox, the new Star Fox plushies are out on the Nintendo Store. And I convinced my partner to get me the Peppy one, and I'm really excited.
Hell yeah.
Because I love Peppy so much.
That is going to do it for this very long episode of End Focus. You know, not to keep talking, but there was a point where like we were done with the Summer Game Fest stuff, and we were like 40 minutes in, and I was like, this is actually going a lot faster than I thought it would. And then all of the Nintendo Direct happened. Now we're at over 2 hours. So we're going to call it there. We'll talk to you all next time. I hope you had a good time listening to us. I know we had a great time recording it. I'm also looking forward to be finished recording because that means I get to sit down. So if you like the kinds of things that we do, support us on Patreon, subscribe to us on YouTube, and we'll have a good one, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of N Focus. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review on iTunes. It really helps us get noticed. Also, please tell your friends if you think they'd be interested. Word of mouth really helps us too. You can also listen and subscribe on Spotify and other podcast services and YouTube. And if you're listening on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also be sure to check out our sister show, Game Podular Unfocused. Follow us on Blue Sky and at gamepodular.com for updates, news, and other content. Links to all of our socials, including our Discord and Blue Sky, may be found at our link tree. If you'd like to support our shows, you can buy us a coffee or become a Game Podular patron. The details for both are on our website. Thank you. This episode was edited by Hilka, and you can follow him at gear12turbo.eurosky.social on Blue Sky. And he was joined today by me, Rosalie, who you can find at littlerecordgirl.bluesky.social on Blue Sky. Have a good one.